Welcome back to Wade Stadium. It's the Duluth Huskies postgame show. Final score 8-1 in favor of the Eau Claire Express. They improved to 1-1 now on the season. They out-hit the Huskies 8-4. Huskies unfortunately tabbed with 3 errors, though. That was the downfall in today's ball game.
Well, before we get into today's ball game, a lot of people I've heard been kind of searching out, throughout social media at times, and it sounds like people are calling this the greatest post-game show on turf. Rumors say. That's not from me. That's what I've been told, and that's what I've kind of been looking around and seeing. But it is great to be a part of what is called the greatest post-game show on turf. Might be rolling with that the rest of the season. You never know. But, yeah, Zach, coming back to a serious note, today the Huskies, after yesterday, you thought that they were in a pretty good shape to get in their first sweep of the season. They come out today, and you think it's a second-half team. They're turning things around, and it was more of the same here today, and it really started with the walks. As you take a look at the game recap, and it was that third inning, it was Tony Cortez. He was able to get out of this inning. It was a nice play by Michael Brooks. More to come on him in a little bit. But the fourth inning came around. It's plays like this, miscommunication on the right side of the infield. Kaysen Tollett, not usually a catcher, or not usually a first baseman, more of a catcher by trade. So it was a little bit of a miscommunication. Then Max Blessinger comes through with a double to bring in 2 runs. And after that, that's all Eau Claire needed. They just decided to tack on 6 more after that for fun.
Yeah, Eau Claire, with that 8-1 win, a lot of the runs were so unnecessary, to say, for the Huskies. Brody Maynard had the bases loaded in the inning that he came in, and an error on the behalf of Michael Brooks costed him in that inning. I'm sure we'll get to it. But here's the 1 RBI of the ball game, Peyton Powell scoring that run, and it just really wasn't the greatest performance from all of the players. Although this double play was fantastic, a highlight reel play for Bo Wimpy.
No, absolutely. Bo Wimpy showing off the glove, and it was nice up the middle between him and Michael Brooks spinning around. So there was some high points tonight, but there was a lot of times tonight that there was some low points as well, and it was on this play Brooks bobbled it, and that was really the ball game. Things ended up going away from that point on, and after that, it was a big play. Had the bases loaded, and they get cleared on an error, 2 errors rather, because they called 1 for the bobble by Brooks and 1 on the throw. And so 2 errors right there. And after that, there's not much coming back from that. That was a lot of the story we saw in the first half from this Huskies team. They would end up beating themselves, and that was another prime example tonight here in Game 2 of the second half.
Shane Spencer, though, for the Eau Claire Express, your reaction really says it all. He was fantastic. And get this. His first ever collegiate start. Never started a game.
7 innings, 4 hits, 1 run that was earned, and he struck out 5. He was flat out magnificent. He had control of every pitch tonight. It was the fastball, then he would go to the changeup and the splitter, and let me tell you, that splitter was ridiculous. It had probably 5 to 6 inches of movement, just dropping down at the last second. Huskies batters, with the exception of Charlie Reeve for the most part, couldn't figure him out as much, and after putting up 8 runs on 9 hits last night, you come back and you're only able to put up 1 run on 4 hits. All the credit in the world to Shane Spencer. He gets the win, and deservedly so. He was, as advertised, being so highly touted coming out of the state of Nevada.
He now improves to 2-0. His ERA will now drop to under 2. It was just fantastic stuff. He had every single pitch working for him. Fastball, changeup, splitter. We were like, look at that arsenal before the ball game. And as a Tigers fan, he did have a Casey Mize-ish splitter. Dropped off the table last second, 5 to 6 inches on the movement. Fantastic stuff. On the other side of the coin, Tony Cortez wasn't bad until that final inning.
Yeah, he ran into trouble in that 4th inning. Somebody ended up getting taken out, or he got through the 4th at least. But going on from there, it was just the walks. They continue to haunt this team. There's a reason why the Huskies are first in the league in walks. They came into tonight with 244. 15 walks on the night from Huskies pitching. Now at 259, almost at 260 through 36 games on the year. And I'm not very good at math, so I'm not going to even try to figure out how many that is per game. We'll find out the stat later tonight, but it's just something that for this Huskies team, the control is just not there. And last night, 3 walks only issued, Ronnie Vocolo, and then you get into that bullpen, Hammerberg, Craven, and Southern, who made his first appearance. They were great. They were able to limit batters all night, and it was the big thing. You don't issue the free pass, and you don't commit errors, you win ball games. And tonight, it was you commit errors, you issue the free pass, and you lose. It was more of the same from what we saw in the first half, with so much promise going in the second half, looking to turn it around.
The 2-for-3 performance, though, by Nick Marincons was something to look at as fantastic on behalf of the right-handed batter. 2 for 3. He struck out in that final inning against Ray Watt, but he walked 3 times. All of them full counts.
Patience for Nick Marincons tonight. It was magnificent. I mean, he's just able to go up there. He knows what he's looking for, much like a Mike Bovee on the Huskies side, although Mike did struggle at the plate tonight going 0 for 4. But he just had the patience. He just knows what he's looking for. And I feel like when you're in the opposing team and you see that the pitching staff is issuing the free pass, kind of go up there, and you're not ever going up there looking for a walk, but you can kind of have that thought that in this at-bat, I'm probably going to see more balls than strikes, and that's not what you want to have the thought as a batter, and that's not what you want to know if you're a pitcher on the other side or a pitching staff, that the batter's going up, they're not that scared of you. And that's kind of what's been going on here this season. I mean, you look at the St. Cloud series where it's 22 walks over 2 games about a week ago. It's more of the same here this second half so far, and for the Huskies, they're going to have to figure it out quickly, because you get this blessing of having this second half where everything resets to 0, and a lot of people were saying just wait till the second half. That's when it's all going to come together. But it ends up being more of the same. Huskies they cannot have splits to try to win this second half. They need sweeps. Tonight would have gone a long way, and they did not get it. You know that with Rochester coming in tomorrow for another 2-game set, that it's going to be something that the Huskies are going to need. They're going to need a sweep. You want to start off 3-1 in the second half. 2
games played so far in the second half. 18 issued walks for base on balls. That's 9 per inning so far in the second half. I know it's a small sample size, but they're going to have to get it figured out. And as you said, Rochester enters the Wade Stadium for the second time this week. They're playing 4 total times this week against the Honkers, and they're going to need to do exactly that, try and get a sweep. It starts with Johnny Guzman. Johnny Guzman getting the ball tomorrow. His last time out against La Crosse was flat out magnificent. 7 innings where he was virtually unhittable. He'll get the ball tomorrow, and you know that he's going to be feeling he's had a little bit of time off, about 8 days off, so he's going to be going out there tomorrow fired up, ready to go, and trying to take down this Honkers team to try to figure out how the Huskies can set themselves up for their second sweep of the year. Yeah, well, we're moving forward. Huskies need to put this game behind them, and let's get to it, because Johnny Guzman, we don't know who the second starter is going to be, because listed on the chart today, it was supposed to be Brody Maynard, was supposed to start the back end. But that may mean that Marcus Pointer is cutting down on that starting rotation, and we may see Peterson, McIntyre, Guzman, Meyer, Cortez. We don't know. We don't know who that 5th guy is, Vocolo. Vocolo's going to be that other one, but they got to get a win here tomorrow against the Rochester Honkers. You are watching the Duluth Huskies postgame show, and like you said, some may call it the greatest postgame show on turf.